The poisonous potato. Starting at the bottom of our list is the poisonous potato, the food equivalent of rolling dice with your food. This green monstrosity restores a measly 2 food points with pathetic saturation and has a 60% chance to poison you for 5 seconds. It's Russian roulette, except the gun is a potato and the prize for losing is feeling sick while still being hungry. The irony here is that it comes from harvesting regular potato crops, meaning even your own farm is occasionally trying to kill you. It's Mother Nature's way of saying, surprise, you're having a bad day. The only reason this exists is to remind us that even vegetables can betray us and that sometimes the universe just wants to watch you suffer while you're already starving. Pufferfish. Ah, the pufferfish. Nature's way of saying, I dare you. This spiky ball of regret gives you exactly 1 food point and then proceeds to poison, nauseate, and starve you all at once. Eating a pufferfish is ordering a meal that comes with 3 separate food poisoning effects as a bonus. The fact that it gives you hunger 3 while you're trying to eat it is comedy gold. It's literally anti-food that makes you hungrier while eating it. You can fish these up rarely or get them as drops from guardians, but honestly the ocean should just keep its toxic gifts to itself. It's the sea's practical joke on land dwellers who think they can just eat whatever they pull up out of the water. Spider eye. The spider eye sits comfortably in F tier because apparently someone at Mojang thought, you know what players need? A food that poisons them for 5 seconds. It restores 2 food points but immediately makes you regret your life choices with a healthy dose of poison. At the very least, it does have good saturation quality, too bad you'll be too busy dying to enjoy it. The real kicker is that you get these from killing spiders, cave spiders, and witches, which means you're risking your life to get food that will then continue risking your life. It's getting paid in Monopoly money after working a dangerous job. The only positive is that spider eyes are used in brewing, so at least they have some value beyond being terrible food. Raw chicken. Raw chicken deserves its place in F tier, not just because it's dangerous, but because it's the food equivalent of playing with fire while blindfolded. There's a 30% chance it'll give you hunger for 30 seconds, which is like ordering a meal that has a chance to make you hungrier than when you started. It restores 2 food points with mediocre saturation, but that 30% chance of hunger makes it a net loss more often than not. The worst part is that chickens are everywhere. They're easy to kill, and yet somehow eating their raw meat is still a bad idea. It's the ultimate high-risk, no-reward food. Just cook it, people! We invented furnaces for a reason, and that reason was specifically to avoid eating poison chicken in a world full of exploding green monsters. Tropical fish. The tropical fish is what happens when you catch something beautiful and immediately decide to eat it, which says something concerning about our priorities as players. It gives you 1 food point with terrible saturation, making it essentially a colorful disappointment that swims. You can catch these while fishing or find them swimming around coral reefs, but honestly, they're better left as decoration than as dinner. It's like ordering at a fancy restaurant and getting served a single grape on a golden plate. Sure, it's food, but you're still leaving hungry and kind of confused. The fact that there are 22 different varieties of tropical fish and they all taste equally disappointing is almost poetic. Raw cod and raw salmon. These fish occupy E tier because they're the definition of wasted potential sitting in your inventory, judging you. Both only give you 2 food points with awful saturation, when their cooked versions are actually decent members of society. Raw cod and raw salmon are like having the ingredients for a good meal and choosing to eat them raw anyway because you couldn't be bothered to find some wood and craft a furnace. Raw salmon at least looks fancy enough that you could pretend you're at a sushi restaurant, but you're really just eating uncooked fish in a dirt hut while zombies groan outside. The fact that you can get these from fishing, killing their living counterparts, or finding them in village barrels just makes the waste of potential even more tragic. Beetroot. Beetroot is the vegetable nobody asked for, but everybody got anyway, similar to that one relative who shows up to every family gathering that's not invited. With 1 food point and decent saturation ratio, it's not terrible, but it's not good either. It's the participation trophy of Minecraft food. Sure, it exists, but that doesn't mean anyone's excited about it. You can grow it from beetroot seeds found in various chests, or get it from farmer villagers who apparently think you need more disappointment in your diet, and the fact that you can turn it into soup doesn't make the individual beetroot any less mediocre. It's like saying you can turn dirt into mud, which is technically an improvement, but still not something that you want to brag about. Dried kelp. Dried kelp represents the sea's attempt at making jerky, and honestly the ocean should stick to what it knows because the experiment failed spectacularly. In Java Edition it has decent saturation efficiency, but in Bedrock Edition, it's practically worthless with different stats entirely. It's as if the developers couldn't decide if they wanted it to be good or bad, so they just made it different on every platform and called it a day. You get this by cooking regular kelp, which you can farm underwater if you enjoy the thrilling combination of drowning and agriculture. At least it's renewable, which is more than we can say for your will to live after eating nothing but kelp for an hour straight, while questioning your life choices. Potato. The humble potato sits in E tier because it's the ultimate meh food that somehow manages to be disappointing despite being one of the most versatile foods in real life. One food point, mediocre saturation, and the constant reminder that you could be eating a baked potato instead, which is infinitely better. It's like having a sports car in your garage but choosing to walk everywhere because you can't be bothered to get gas. You can get potatoes from killing zombies because apparently zombies have really poor dietary habits, harvesting potato crops, or trading with farmer villagers who probably pity you for eating raw potatoes. The potential is there, sitting right there in your inventory, but you're just not using it. It's like agricultural procrastination in food form. Sweet berries. Sweet berries are the snack food of Minecraft. They're not terrible, but they're not a meal either. They give you 2 food points and have different saturation values depending on whether you're playing Java or Bedrock Edition, because apparently even berries can't escape platform politics. They're nature's M&Ms, small, sweet, and gone too quickly to really matter. A melon slice. Melon slices are summer in food form, refreshing, light, and completely inadequate for actual survival. With 2 food points and decent saturation efficiency, they're perfect for snacking, but terrible for surviving your first night. It's like trying to fuel a car with fruit juice. It's technically possible, but probably not the best idea. A cookie. Cookies occupy D tier because they're the snack that thinks it's a meal. 2 food points with terrible saturation means you'll be eating them by the stack, which honestly sounds pretty good until you realize you're still hungry. They're made from wheat and cocoa beans, so at least they're fancy cookies, so it's like having dessert for dinner. It's fun until the sugar crash hits. Glowberries. Glowberries are just regular berries that went to art school. They have the same stats as sweet berries, 2 food points and terrible saturation, but they glow, which somehow makes them feel more special. They're the difference between regular water and expensive bottled water. It's functionally identical, but one makes you feel fancier about your poor life choices. An apple. The apple deserves recognition as the OG Minecraft food, even if it's not particularly impressive. 4 food points with decent saturation makes it a solid early game option, plus it's the key ingredient in golden apples. It's the reliable friend who's always there for you. They're not the most exciting, but you know you can count on them when things get rough. Chorus fruit. Chorus fruit is the food that comes with a side of existential crisis. 4 food points and decent saturation, but every bite has a chance to teleport you somewhere random. It's like ordering takeout and having it delivered to a random address. The food is fine, but the delivery system needs a little bit of work. It's perfect for players who enjoy their meals with a side of chaos. Carrot. Carrots earn their C tier ranking by being the dependable middle child of Minecraft vegetables. 3 food points with good saturation efficiency makes them a solid choice for early to mid-game survival. Plus, you can turn them into golden carrots, which are god tier. It's like having a friend who's perfectly fine on their own, but becomes amazing when they hit the gym and get rich. Raw beef and raw mutton. These meats land in C tier because they're decent on their own, but have incredible potential when cooked. Raw beef gives you 3 food points, raw mutton gives you 2, but both have respectable saturation. They're rough diamonds, valuable, but they really shine after some work. Just don't eat them raw unless you enjoy living dangerously. Bread. Bread is the carbohydrate champion of Minecraft, providing 5 food points with excellent saturation for something so easy to make. 3 wheat and you've got yourself a meal. It's the reliable sedan of Minecraft food. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done without complaint. Every successful player has eaten approximately 47,000 loaves of bread, and we're all better for it. A baked potato. The baked potato represents everything good about taking the time to improve yourself. It jumps from 1 food point as a raw potato to 5 food points when baked, with excellent saturation to match. It's the difference between a college dropout and someone with a master's degree. They have the same potential, just vastly different outcomes. Cooked rabbit and cooked cod. These proteins offer solid mid-tier nutrition with 5 food points each and good saturation. Cooked rabbit is what happens when Bugs Bunny meets a furnace, while cooked cod is the ocean's contribution to not starving. They're both perfectly adequate foods that won't make you regret your life choices, which honestly puts them ahead of about half the items on this list. Cooked chicken. Cooked chicken earns its B-tier spot by being the perfect balance of accessibility and nutrition. 6 food points with excellent saturation means this bird actually knows how to fill you up. It's the golden retriever of Minecraft food, friendly, reliable, and impossible to disrespect. Plus, chickens are renewable, so you can feel good about your sustainable protein choices. Beetroot soup. Despite beetroot being mediocre on its own, beetroot soup proves that sometimes teamwork makes the dream work. 6 food points with great saturation makes this the vegetarian option that doesn't make you feel as though you're sacrificing nutrition for morality. It's like turning water into wine, except it's turning disappointing vegetables into actual sustenance. Mushroom stew. Mushroom stew deserves B-tier recognition for being the original sustainable meal. 2 mushrooms in a bowl create 6 food points of pure satisfaction. It's renewable, it's vegetarian, and it tastes of adventure, probably. Plus, you can get it by using a bowl on a mushroom, which is either magical or disturbing depending on how you want to think about it. Honey bottle. Honey bottles are nature's energy drink, providing 6 food points and the bonus effect of clearing poison. They're like having health insurance in liquid form. You don't think about them until you actually need them, and then they save your life. The fact that they cure poison makes them incredibly valuable, especially after someone inevitably eats a spider eye by accident. Cooked salmon. Cooked salmon sits comfortably in B tier with 6 food points and excellent saturation. It's the fish that actually learned how to be food properly, unlike its raw cousins who are still figuring things out. It's the difference between a professional athlete and someone who just plays pickup games on weekends. It's the same sport, just completely different levels of performance. Cooked mutton. Cooked mutton proves that sheep are good for more than just wool and questionable life choices. 6 food points with incredible saturation makes this one of the most efficient foods in the game. It's like discovering that your quiet co-worker is actually a secret genius. You weren't expecting much, but they completely exceeded all expectations. Cake. Cake deserves A tier not just for its impressive 14 total food points, but for its unique eating mechanics. 7 slices of pure joy makes this the ultimate party food. It's like having a food that's also a renewable resource and a decoration. The only downside is that you can't carry it around, but honestly, that just makes it more special. It's the food equivalent of a fine wine, meant to be enjoyed in peace, not chugged from a bottle. A golden apple. The golden apple is where food becomes magic. 4 food points might not sound impressive, but the regeneration 2 and absorption effects make this a literal lifesaver. It's like having a health potion that's also a snack. The fact that you can craft it means every apple has the potential for greatness, which is either inspiring or a commentary on the power of gold to improve everything. Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie earns A tier ranking with an impressive 8 food points and decent saturation, plus it's crafted from easily renewable ingredients. It's like Thanksgiving dinner compressed into a single item. The fact that it exists in a world of cubes proves that even blocky people deserve dessert. It's seasonal food that works year-round, which is basically magic in its own right. Steak and cooked pork chop. Both steak and cooked pork chop achieve A-tier perfection with 8 food points and incredible saturation. They're the protein powerhouses that make carnivores everywhere proud. Steak is the luxury car of Minecraft food, while cooked pork chop is the reliable truck that gets you through anything. Both are renewable, both are delicious, and both will keep you alive through any adventure. Rabbit stew. Rabbit stew is the ultimate achievement in Minecraft cuisine. 10 food points with excellent saturation makes this the single most filling item in the game. It requires a carrot, baked potato, mushroom, and cooked rabbit, making it the culmination of agricultural mastery. It's a 5-course meal compressed into one bowl. This is what happens when all the food groups have a meeting and decide to work together for once. A golden carrot. The golden carrot sits at the top of S tier as one of the undisputed kings of Minecraft food. 6 food points with absolutely incredible saturation, 14.4, making this the most efficient food in terms of keeping you full. It's as if regular food went to Harvard and got a PhD in nutrition. The fact that it's made from a humble carrot and some gold nuggets is proof that even vegetables can achieve greatness with the right investment. This is the food that speedrunners use, the food that veterans swear by, and the food that turns Minecraft from a survival game into a why am I never hungry experience. The Enchanted Golden Apple. The Enchanted Golden Apple sits at the top of everything else. Not only does it provide food and saturation, but it gives you regeneration 2, absorption 4, resistance, and fire resistance. It's not just food, it's temporary invincibility in apple form. This is what happens when food decides to become a superhero. You can't craft it anymore, making it more precious than diamonds and more valuable than your first pet wolf. Finding one is discovering buried treasure, except the treasure is edible and makes you basically immortal for 5 minutes. Suspicious Stew. Suspicious Stew deserves a special mention because it's the wild card of Minecraft food. 6 food points with good saturation, but the real excitement comes from the random effects based on what flour you used. It's the food equivalent of a mystery box, and honestly that's either thrilling or terrifying depending on your personality. A milk bucket. While technically not a food, milk deserves recognition for its ability to clear all status effects. It's like having a reset button for your digestive system. Sure, it doesn't restore hunger, but when you've accidentally eaten a spider eye or gotten too friendly with a witch, milk becomes the most important food in your inventory. After ranking every food in Minecraft, several patterns emerge that are honestly kind of hilarious when you think about them. First, cooking always makes things better. It's a life lesson that extends far beyond the blocky game. Second, adding gold to anything immediately makes it god tier, which explains a lot about the real world economy. Third, the ocean produces either completely worthless food or decent meals with no middle ground, which is basically the sea's personality in a nutshell. The progression from poisonous potatoes to golden carrots perfectly mirrors the Minecraft experience itself. Starting with questionable life choices and gradually learning to optimize everything until you're basically a cubic deity who never gets hungry. The fact that cake requires the most ingredients but gives the most food points when consumed completely shows that Mojang understand the value of celebration and community. Cake is meant to be shared, just as the best gaming experiences are. What's fascinating is how food accessibility balances with nutrition. The best foods aren't just nutritionally superior, they represent mastery of different game systems. Golden carrots require farming and trading or mining. Rabbit stew demands agricultural diversity and hunting skills. Enchanted golden apples are pure treasure hunting rewards, and the food system essentially tracks your progression from desperately eating raw potatoes to survive, to casually snacking on gold-infused vegetables while building monuments to your own success. Looking at the data, it's clear that Minecraft food follows real-world nutritional principles. Variety is important, cooking improves everything, and sometimes the simplest foods, such as bread, are the most reliable. The game manages to teach basic nutrition concepts without feeling educational, which is honestly impressive for a game where you can also build functioning computers out of red dust. In the end, ranking Minecraft food reveals something beautiful about game design. Even the most basic survival mechanics can become complex systems worth analyzing, optimizing, and arguing about in comment sections. Whether you're Team Golden Carrot or Team Steak, we can all agree that we've come a long way from desperately eating raw chicken and hoping for the best. So next time you're deciding what to eat in your virtual world, remember this ranking. Your hunger bar will thank you, your saturation will last longer, and you'll spend less time worrying about food and more time doing whatever it is you do in Minecraft. Probably building something completely unnecessary but undeniably impressive, which is really what the game is all about. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go tend to my golden carrot farm and contemplate whether spending this much time thinking about fictional food makes me a food critic or just someone with very specific interests. Either way, I'm definitely making rabbit stew for dinner, the virtual kind, obviously. The real kind requires way more effort and significantly fewer mushrooms.